I lose my breath whenever I see you. You stole my heart, what is it that you do? My life was great till you added colors. Like the moon needs the sun, we don't care about the others. You set my world on fire. You're my heart's desire. I just wanna love you, just wanna hold you, just wanna be with you till we grow old. Please tell me you'll stay or take me away. I want you for myself every single day. You set my world on fire. You set my world on fire.
Hello guys, welcome back to our channel. So as most of you may know, my husband and I are currently in long distance marriage. My husband lives in London while I live in Nairobi, Kenya. Ever since we started dating, we have always been in long distance relationship. We live in two different continents, hence we can't freely travel to see each other whenever we feel like. We depend on our embassies to give us permission, aka visas, to be able to actually book a flight and travel to see each other. Being in such a long distance relationship is very challenging, and getting a visa refusal like I did is a nightmare for any long distance couple. Hey guys, thank you so much for tuning into our video. Thank you so much for always coming back to watch our videos. So today I want to discuss with you guys my experience with UK visa. So from our previous videos, we've been seeing several comments from some of you guys advising us on what they think we should do so that we can close this distance and live together, or at least visit each other. I think maybe some of you guys think that we are stuck or we are not doing anything at all, but I really want to tell you guys that I'm so honored, I'm so humbled, and I'm so grateful that you guys are trying to help us with information, and you have us in your best wishes. I'm really grateful for that. I'm grateful to everyone who always drops their ideas in the comment section, telling us we can apply for this visa and go visit each other, or we can do this and that. I'm really, really grateful to you guys, and I love you so much. So the most comments that I've been getting from some of you is that I should at least apply for a visit visa to UK to go and visit him even for once, because you guys have only been seeing my husband come to visit me here in Kenya, but I have never flown out to go to either his country Hungary, or UK to visit him. He's the one who has always been coming. Yeah, so I want to tell you guys that I've ever tried to apply for a visit visa to the UK, and I wanted to go visit him during the Christmas season. And at that time we were thinking of maybe I go to UK, and then from UK I go to Hungary and see his parents. That was in November 2020. So at that time we had two options: either my husband to come to Kenya and we spend Christmas together, or I go visit him in the UK. At that time he wasn't my husband, he was my boyfriend then. And guys, I convinced him and told him that I'm the one who wants to go to London to go and visit him, because I know I have never traveled outside Kenya, and this will be a great chance for me to see a totally different continent, different culture, and have that feeling of international travel. So he agreed, and I got super excited, guys. I remember that day I was so excited. I started imagining the suitcase that I will buy, the clothes that I will buy, and oh my god, I even started imagining seeing snow for the first time ever. Guys, it got me so excited. I wanted the whole of that Christmas and a few days in January, and then I come back. And the problem with visit visas, when you are granted that visa, you must come back to your country at the end of your stay. You cannot switch to another visa while you are in that country. If you want to switch to another visa, you have to go back to your country first and then apply for another visa while you are already in your country. I didn't want to stay for too long, because if I stay again for like 3 months or 2 months, I will lose my job, because my post will be vacant then. So that is why I wanted to go only for 1 month and a few days, the festive season. I started researching on how to do UK visit visa application. I remember Googling a lot and also watching a few YouTube videos, and I was ready to make the application. So my husband sent me an invitation letter and proof of accommodation where I would stay when I land in the UK. And from my part, I was supposed to provide evidence that I will come back to my country at the end of my stay, and also my financial status and proof of the relationship between me and my boyfriend, because in this case he was the one who was my sponsor. He was the one who was sponsoring the trip or the entire visit. Yes. So we put our documents together. It didn't take a long. We actually took like a week to finish the whole application. So after we finished the application, we booked an appointment at the TLS. TLS is a visa application center here in Nairobi. So I paid and then I booked an appointment to get my biometrics done. For those who don't know, biometrics is just taking passport photos of your face and also your fingerprints. So the whole thing, we paid, I remember, £70. Actually, I have the email here. It was £70. And my appointment date was on 16th October 2020. That is when I went for the biometrics. I went to the TLS contact center and I submitted my application and had my biometrics done. And on the same day, they sent me an email saying, the TLS sent me an email saying that my visa application has been sent to the decision making center for processing. Yes, that was the same day. So when I saw that email, I remember that day I was very excited. I thought that things were now going well. After that day, I became very nervous waiting for the results, and it didn't take long actually. Days later, I received an email from the embassy. Guys, I remember that day I was in the office and suddenly I saw an email from the embassy. And just from the title of the email, I already knew the visa results. They had just written there that it is a refusal. Guys, I didn't even have the energy to open the whole email to read like the contents of that email, because I already saw from up there it was a refusal letter. Like they just told me straightforward from the title that your application was not successful. Like, oh my god, that day, like when I saw that, I panicked. All the excitement I had, all the fantasies that I had created in my head of the places that I will visit in the UK. I imagined myself touching snow. I imagined myself on the London Bridge, the London Eye, being with my boyfriend. Guys, I had a lot of fantasies, and then I get a refusal. Let me tell you, I broke down into tears. I cried. People at work were wondering what was the problem, because they were asking me like what was my reason for crying, but I couldn't even open up. I was feeling so disappointed. I felt so crushed. I can't even begin to tell you guys how bad I felt that day. I cried. And I remember actually we were having a meeting a few minutes later, and I couldn't even be able to attend that meeting because I wasn't my real self, because I couldn't contain myself. I remember going to the washrooms and I broke down into tears. I cried. So after I calmed down is when I opened the email, the refusal, and they told me that the reason that they had my application was not successful was because I did not satisfy them that I will come back to my country at the end of my stay. Also, they were not convinced that I did not give enough evidence that the relationship between me and my boyfriend was existing and genuine. And I also, what else? What other? Yes, I did not satisfy the financial requirements for a visit visa. But I don't know why it was like that, because I don't know how much is required for one to have in their bank account to so that you can be able to, you can be eligible for this visa. But at that time we thought that the amount of money that was reflecting in my bank account was enough for a 1 month and a half, for 1 month and a half stay in the UK. Plus also I wasn't even gonna use my money. My boyfriend at that time was the one who was my sponsor, and we had stated that clearly in that application. But unfortunately we got a refusal. So let me tell you guys, I got so depressed. I got depressed for almost over a week because I couldn't believe it, because I already had high expectations that I will get this visa. We had like high expectations, and then my expectations were crushed just like that. The TLS contact center sent me an email to go pick up my passport. I actually didn't go to pick up my passport on my own. I wrote a letter and sent someone else to go pick up my passport on my behalf because I didn't have the energy. I was feeling so angry and frustrated, because like I was wondering why they would not give me the visa. Why did they give me a refusal? Like, I couldn't understand. I had a grudge on them, on the person who made that decision. So I sent someone else to go pick up the passport for me. And the passport was brought back with a letter inside explaining why, like, my application was not successful. And because of my frustration, I remember tearing down that refusal letter. I tore it into 1,000 pieces. Like, you couldn't, like, if you were to start putting those pieces together, it would be impossible. It's like I put all my anger on that refusal letter. Yes, but anyway, after a few weeks, I accepted and I healed, and we started looking for other ways to meet and to see each other, because now clearly I wasn't going to UK. Yes, so we decided that Ati should be the one now coming to Kenya, because for him getting Kenyan visa, it takes a couple of hours. It's like a walk in the park. He doesn't have to go through a long process. Actually, he does everything online. There's nowhere he goes to submit documents, or all those processes that we go through. He just does the process online, and it's simple. It takes him a few minutes and he gets the visa in a couple of hours. So we decided that he should be the one coming to Kenya to visit me. And I remember he made the application at night, and by morning he already had the visa to come to Kenya. Like, that's how easy it is for him. Actually, I joke and tell him that he can even make the visa application while he's already on the plane coming to Kenya, because for him, he's always guaranteed 100% he will get the visa, and it will take a couple of hours for him to be granted the visa. And tell me why, guys. Why is it so tedious for us to get visas to get out of Africa, while people who are from, other continents, it's so easy. It's very, very easy on them. But anyway, such is life. So he applied for the visa, got it, and he did shopping, prepared himself, and came to Kenya, and we spent Christmas together. And by the way, I remember that time when he came was when COVID was on its peak, and he stayed in Kenya for 4 good months. So that was actually a blessing in disguise. Since that refusal, I'm always scared of attempting to apply for another visit visa to any country abroad, like out of Africa, because I'm scared to get a refusal. Not only do I have a refusal from UK, I also have another refusal from Canada. Canada also gave me the same reasons for the refusal. The reasons I got from Canada are the same reasons I got from UK. But good thing with visa refusals, they always tell you that your previous refusals will not influence the decision they will make on your future application. Actually, they told me that in this email. They said that any future UK visa application you will make will be considered on their individual merits. However, you are likely to be refused unless the circumstances of your application change. That is my experience with UK visit visa. For those who always tell me to apply for a UK visit visa, I do not want to attempt that. I do not want to get another refusal to my records. Getting too many refusals also is a bad, it's a bad record, because in every visa you apply for, in that application, you must state that you must always include those refusals in your application, and that's not a good show. So I really do not want to attempt to apply for any visit visa as at this point. So that is why, like, that is not even in one of our options. As we told you from one of our previous videos, we're not just seated here and waiting for miracles to happen. We are working on something to close this distance. We do not want to be living separately. It doesn't make sense that we are married and we are living separately. So at some point we will be together in one country, in one house, and we shall share that with you guys when the time comes. Up to this point, I would like to thank you guys for always supporting us, for being part of our online family. We love you so much, and if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to our channel. I'm looking forward to see you in our next exciting video.